No competition, no shot. This is Tom Holland's best Spider-Man film. ¿Qué es lo que hay, mi gente del Caribe? Gracias a todos ustedes por venir a mi canal y por su apoyo en este video. Today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. The story follows Peter Parker after the events of No Way Home, with the whole world forgetting who Peter Parker is, and he decides to focus his time solely on being Spider-Man when a new and mysterious villain arises. Like most people, like any normal person, I love Spider-Man. He is such a great character. He's my second favorite superhero character. I love Spider-Man. He's fantastic. And so, needless to say, I was so excited for this movie, as many of us were, and I loved it. This movie was incredible. It's just fantastic. And I was so impressed with it all the way through. Like, I did not want this movie to end. The experience was so engaging and emotionally overwhelming in a way at times. And just, it's a really exciting and heartfelt film that was just impeccably well done. First off, this movie is so emotionally investing. I was completely engaged in the film on an emotional level. It's very emotionally intelligent and mature, and there's not too much of that forced Marvel humor. It feels very natural, and when there are jokes, they mostly land pretty well, and they don't overstay their welcome. It does do a good job of just focusing on the story, the heart of it all, and telling a good and pure story that's centered on Peter Parker. So it's emotionally invested. It's a Peter Parker story first, which elevates the drama, elevates the experience, and makes it that much more heartbreaking and heartfelt all at the same time. There's also some really fun surprises throughout the movie, but what I really loved is that it never takes away from the experience of this being a standalone, street-level Spider-Man film. It still very much feels that way. It has its grandiose, grand-scale types of things in it, but it never compromises it as a whole. I think for the most part, it's still a very grounded film, and most definitely, it's a very solid, standalone Spider-Man film. And he's very much on his own in this movie, and it's tragic and it's heartbreaking, and there's a couple scenes that made me emotional and cried, honestly. I was shedding a couple tears, and it's emotional. It's just very well done, especially with just these themes that it's exploring very heavily on loneliness, and needing community and needing to find your people. And it's so powerfully well done, and they really don't want you to miss that message. They really do put it as a highlight on the experience of the film. Like, that never fades into the background. The film is always about exploring this loneliness and this hurt, this sadness, and navigating that, and kind of the isolation, self-isolation, I should add. And so it's really beautifully well done. I really like how Marvel is exploring these emotional themes, kind of how they did in Thunderbolts recently as well, where, it's friendship and community and needing to have people to rely on. That sentiment from Thunderbolts is very much explored here as well, and I'm loving it. I love that Marvel is taking the time to tell these big, awesome superhero stories that are centered on very human emotions and experiences. And of course, the action sequences are so exciting. Destin Daniel Cretton did a marvelous job directing this movie. I wish we had more of him directing these movies, because this is fantastic. The action feels so grounded. The costume design is fantastic. It actually looks like a real suit. It doesn't look like a skin-tight CGI suit. It's a real Spider-Man suit where Tom Holland is really wearing it, and it's amazing. It's a beautiful suit. It's one of my favorite suits, and I love it. It looks so good on screen. I know some people thought, in the trailer, there's some parts that look a little but you really don't notice it in the film. Like, I think it's very natural, and it flows very realistically in a sense. and it's just incredible. The costume design, the action sequences, the stunt work was impeccable, and the cinematography elevated all of that, because there's nothing like amazing action elevated by beautiful visuals. And so this movie, it's just made with so much love. And you can tell that all of the actors in this film are putting their heart into it. Jacob Batalon, Zendaya, Tom Holland, they each give really amazing performances, and I loved seeing them in this movie. I loved them further exploring the dynamic of Zendaya and Jacob Batalon's characters not remembering who Peter Parker is. It really tugs on the heartstrings, and again, as I mentioned initially, it's emotionally investing in that way. And I think that they did a great job with writing their characters and exploring how they don't remember him, and kind of answering the extent of this spell. Sadie Sink is also fantastic in this film, emotional, and I'm excited to see more of what Sadie Sink might have to offer for the MCU. The Punisher is loads of fun as well, and what I really appreciated is that he never felt compromised in the tone of his character. He very much still feels like the Punisher. The Punisher that you see in his TV series is the same Punisher as here. He feels like the same person, and I like the dynamic between him and Spider-Man. It's really well done, and I appreciated that they didn't compromise the tone or essentially make a fool of him. Like, everything felt very intentional and thoughtfully woven together, and so it was just beautifully well done. Now, in terms of my cons for the movie, not a lot, but there are just two little things that I had observed with it. First thing is that the villain is predictable. I could have told you from the start who I thought the villain was going to be in the end, and I feel like most people are going to feel that way. But I'll say the movie really does redeem itself with a thrilling final act that's also extremely sentimental and emotional, and as I mentioned, it's really digging into those themes of loneliness and isolation and needing community, just like Thunderbolts did. It's very in line with that, and I loved it. I think that it really redeems some of that predictability. And other than that, the movie it does leave some unanswered questions. It answers some, and then it raises others, and then doesn't answer those. So I would have liked the questions to be answered, but I'm not going to harp on the movie that much for that, because it doesn't impact the film as a whole that much, and because obviously being in the MCU, we know that they're going to further explore those unanswered questions in a later film. Probably just whenever the next time is that we might see Spider-Man. And so that's really it. Those are the only issues that I had with the movie. I loved this film. It is definitely one of the best Spider-Man films. It ranks pretty high up there. For me, Tobey, he's always my number one. It probably still goes Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1. This might be the third favorite. This might go right there and then No Way Home, at least in terms of live action. Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are basically perfect, so those kind of wrestle with Tobey's spots as well. But this movie ranks really high up there. It's one of the best ones, and I loved it. So for all of those reasons, I'm going to give Spider-Man Brand New Day a 4.5 out of 5 stars. What did you guys think of this movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate your support as always. And stay tuned for the next review, because I'll have another one coming real soon. Take care.